Teaching during the pandemic was a very interesting experience. My classes were already blended last spring, but obviously, I think the overwhelming uncertainty that situation brought everyone, including myself as the instructor of the class and students, that complicated things a lot more. I think overall, in adjusting primarily in the spring semester, I really wanted to put students' needs and students' just their general situation first, right? And so when we went to remote learning, I definitely wanted to prioritize being empathetic to their needs and being flexible, right? And so one of the main things that I tried to do, I hope I did it successfully, was really accommodate and revisit my goals, my course goals, and think, well, if I had planned on doing this way in person classes and with all of these assignments, how can I rethink these goals, or rethink the ways that I had planned to achieve those goals and still achieve those goals, those learning goals for the courses that I was teaching. I was teaching 3 courses in the spring when we went to remote learning. And so that really helped me, right? So how do we maintain the goal, their learning goal, and what I want them to take away from this class, but in a new way, right? That is empathetic to their personal lives and their situation right now with this so much uncertainty, with possibly being affected by COVID directly and indirectly, losing jobs and just everything. Then in the summer and the fall, yeah, obviously we had more support, and which was very helpful. We had the support from the FCPE and from our departments, and really a university that was also sensitive to our needs, in really providing the tools we needed to now really focus and reconsider, our classes in a new way, considering the current pandemic. And so I think one of the most important things for me was reaching out and asking for help, taking advantage of the workshops and the trainings and all of the different resources that the university was providing instructors in order to really provide and offer a quality online class. I also prioritize having some synchronous sessions in the fall semester in my true classes. And I think that was a good way to keep in touch with students and to have an initial direct contact with them, both online synchronous sessions, and I had 4 in-person sessions where I was able to meet with students. And also really being flexible to their needs. And one of the main things that I did in order to reach out and to make sure that students were connected was to use the existing tools that Adelphi offers, right, for student assessment in terms of performance, academic performance, using Navigate, reaching out to them directly from Navigate, being able to give them early warning or some way to notify them of their setbacks in some of the requirements in the classes, and also using Moodle and everything that Moodle offers in terms of following up and seeing how active they had been on Moodle in some of the online assignments, discussion forums, and so on and so forth. And always reaching out. I had a direct connection in the synchronous classes, but also not everyone is as active or puts on their video during those sessions, and I didn't want to make it mandatory. And if I did feel that somebody in my class was falling behind or not visible or just not present, I would reach out to them personally to see if everything's okay. And so those were some of the strategies that I used last year in the spring semester when we initially went to remote learning. In the summer, my classes were asynchronous, so that was already built into the course design. And then in the fall, trying to balance both online and in person, but also being very conscious of the challenges that students were facing personally and academically, and trying to readjust my own strategies and assignments in order to achieve the learning goals that I had presented in my classes.